Oh,
They're watching.
are you sure?
They better be.
Hey, yell at our web team and let them know we're about to do an interview with the battalion chief fire.
I'm going to be right next to you.
Are you?
If they want to stream
Yeah.
it.
I'll give
My
you
audio's a little low.
Okay, okay.
Zach. But okay, see ya.
The Gathering Gloom. Watch light.
Would you be able to shut down?
Chief, just talk about this going on here.
Yeah, so today approximately 9:30, our crews responded to a reported explosion and fire in the building we have behind me, which is Platinum Printing. Upon arrival, they did find a building with the roof collapsed, as well as fire in the structure. They also had a report that there were 4 individuals that were in the building that they removed from the building and treated on scene immediately and transported them in the hospital. They were transported to the hospital with primarily burn injuries, and they were in serious to critical condition. I don't have any update on their condition at this time. From there, the crews put the fire out on the structure involved and then started to check and evacuate all the adjacent structures around the Platinum Printing building or Platinum Printing suite. Since then, because of the incident and the size of the the magnitude of the incident, it's been upgraded to a second alarm hazmat, which means there's an approximately 50 apparatus on scene with 100 fire personnel here working. The hazmat crew is a specialty that was called out because they want to assess the scene for any potential hazardous materials that could have been stored inside. That's not the indication right now that we're getting. But then assess around there for any possible gas leaks. And right now they are assessing the parking lot on the north side of the structure for a possible gas leak. They're working with Southwest Gas as we speak to try to mitigate any issues there. And we're looking at, and I believe they're currently doing it, evacuating. There's approximately 20 to 30 homes just on the north side of that parking area on the north side of Platinum Printing that they will be evacuating for precaution.
So this is still considered a...
This is still an active incident. We've obviously moved and created a larger hot zone and warm zone based upon the information we're getting from our hazmat crews.
Chief, tell us what you know about the explosion, what may have caused that, how large was it, etc.
It's still too early to tell. I can't give you a great estimate of what I think it was, but I can tell you it was intense because of the debris. It was over 100 yards away, and we're talking roofing materials, whether that's wood, structural members, and then we also had damage in approximately 3 suites away from the initial suite. To damage to the walls, movement of the walls. So it was a pretty devastating explosion.
I want to ask you a follow-up to that. We can see right now a little bit of the building. Have you had a chance to go over there and look at it? What is the devastation like inside the building, like as a result of this explosion?
No, the inside of the building is completely destroyed. And if you get a little closer to the building, the walls have been pushed out. One of the things that we do, and the capabilities that we have with our hazmat team, is the ability to put up drones and get a good elevated evaluation of the structure, which really tells us, right, it's going to tell us a lot of what potentially happened, what's involved, structure stability. That's what we're, another thing that we're really concerned about for individuals around there, firefighters around there, is the structural stability of the walls.
And speaking of that, we saw looked like a kindergarten, preschool. Talk about the evacuation of that.
Yes, sir. We have evacuated all 15 businesses on the northeast corner of Ray and Rule. There was a kindergarten that was not right next door. It was several suites away, and they even had a large Gold's Gym in between that and the suite that was instructed. But they have been evacuated to another preschool on the northwest corner of Rule and Ray, and the parents have been contacted as the pickup location is there.
You mentioned 4 people were injured. Do you know if those were employees or customers or both?
That I don't know.
And then you mentioned the burns. I mean, with an explosion like that, is it all like surface area burns? Are we talking like any loss of limbs? I mean, can you tell us more about the extent of the injuries?
I don't know exactly the extent. The information that I had coming in, seeing and talking with some of the crews was just primarily burn injuries. I cannot give you a degree, whether they're first, second, or third degree.
Just talk about how you guys are planning for this to investigate. Really hot day. You got a lot of crews here. Just talk about the weather factor and how
Yeah.
that's going to.
You know that with days like today, what we do is we limit our work to rest cycle. But what that means is we're going to call more crews in from more cities to help support the system. We're in a system that supports each other automatic aid-wise and city to city. And right now, currently, we have 7 jurisdictions here working on this scene.
What do you think caused it? Was there a fire before the explosion, or was the explosion before the fire? Do you know?
Don't know. It's too early for us to tell that.
Chief, you've been doing this a long time, and over the last 27 years, I could probably count on my hand when you see some kind of explosion or devastation like this. When you guys have to come and answer to these calls, what is it that they go through? Can you take us through the process? I know it's usually making sure lives are okay and then putting out fire. Kind of go through that.
Yeah, correct. I mean, our first responsibility is going to be rescue. And then, from our perspective, do we remove the fire from the victims or the victims from the fire? In this case, they removed the victims from the fire and started treating them initially. That's our number one concern when we get on scene is life safety. And then the second thing is going to be approaching the building to put the building out to stop it in the building of origin and keep it from going anywhere else. And then our priority is going to be out checking all the other structures around there to make sure everyone is out and safe.
Can you just give us the name of that business?
Platinum Printing.
All right, Battalion Chief Keith Welch.
Correct.
Full clarification, is that your drone?
I don't know. I believe so. There's been several up.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay, so what he had told me when I just got him quickly, 50 units, oh no, it's fires. Explosion, collapse, roof collapse, fire, 4 people, transported to the hospital, they put the fire out, evacuated 15 nearby businesses as well as Sunset Library.
And a kindergarten.
Garden.
Here's what I would lead with. Like, everything else is
I'm gonna
secondary.
show that.
They may have a gas leak, but yes, I would just start with it. They don't know if the fire caused the explosion or the explosion caused the fire. The woman said the roof was blown off the top of the building, according to a witness.
Woman says,
The roof like exploded off the building. There was. Hold on, man. Hey, Chief. What is it?
yes, I can. This amazing woman gave me this fan. No, that's okay. I was just told to dial into Live 6.
Debris 100 yards away, which gives you a scope of the explosion. 100 yards is a football field.
I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
I mean, without the info.
Get out of here, dude.
So should I not say a football field away
Yes,
then,
it's a football
Mr.
field away.
Specific? to any further damage here. So at this point, if you're in the area here near Roll and this road right here, I want to make sure that you guys all know, avoid the area at this point until we get some more information. So for now, we are live in Chandler. I'm Nicole Valdez, ABC 15, Arizona.